And welcome to another beautiful night in the city of Baltimore, y'all. This is XCY. I am Tian.
And Tia Yoka.
I was like, I thought you changed your name,
I
T. What
did.
did you?
I completely forgot. I was like,
Well, what is it going to be?
like, what did I say? Was I just gonna be a Yoka this week?
I think you said you was just going to be
A
Ayoka.
Yoka. Yep.
No. Or
I
was you going to
did.
be T Ayoka? But you never say T Ayoka, do
I
you?
get that from you, so I'm so used to you saying Tia Yoka,
Oh.
so that's why I just slipped out like that, like boom. But yeah, I'm really just gonna just be a Yoka.
Okay.
Yeah, that may be
Well,
easy. I
that's
just gotta
fine, T.
remind myself.
Well, that's fine, T. Well, happy Wednesday. Happy Thursday.
Thursday,
My days
yeah.
are off. I'm so used to us recording on Tuesday, but this week has been a little hectic for me, so we had to kind of push our recording date back. But thank y'all for tuning in. As always, you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram at the XCY Show. Also, make sure you jump onto our YouTube page, like our YouTube page, follow our YouTube page at the XCY Show.
Yeah.
Also, make sure you follow T. I mean, I'm sorry, Ayoka. Make sure you follow Ayoka. T. Ayoka, you gotta drop your
Yes,
thing, sis.
I'm sorry. I was trying to move our live to public because it was stuck on private. So we wasn't just
Oh,
sitting here talking to
oh.
ourselves right now.
All
Yeah.
right.
So basically follow me. Subscribe to my YouTube, The Oracle Goddess, and also you can follow me on Instagram at the Lightworker Society. Um,
Yes.
and if you want to follow me based off of the XCY show, I do have my own page over there at Everybody Loves a Yoga.
Mine saying
Instagram.
private. Mine saying private. Mine ain't public. So you can send a request to
And you might. You like you.
everybody loves Neek or to TN, but I'm probably gonna hit delete. So yeah, but make sure you follow us on Facebook and Instagram and on YouTube. All right, so do we have any plugs that we need to drop to? I mean,
um
god damn it, I'm about to call you T Ayoka. I can't deal with this
I was
Ayoka,
about to
this
say,
other
look,
stuff.
at this point it'd be like T or Yoka, whoever,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Do
I'm
we have
fine
any
with it.
plugs that we need to drop?
Um Actually there is no plugs.
J Prime. They
J
gotta follow
Prime,
him
make
on.
sure follow J Prime.
Mhm.
He's on Twitch, Mixcloud. Subscribe to his YouTube, y'all. I'll definitely type that in our banner and it'll go across the thing. But you know what? That might be too long. So basically, right, I'll type it out like his name on YouTube. Y'all
That's
hit
some
the
lazy
search
shit.
button.
That's some lazy
Exactly. You know
shit.
how when you don't have your own URL yet, so it'd be like this
Yes.
long thing at the end
Yes.
of it. Yeah. So yeah, definitely follow him, support him. We got a lot of stuff that
Yes.
we just act like some major things that we just did just already passed by. So right now it's just chill. If y'all gonna be at Dave, I think you say his last name Kauser, Christmas party tomorrow, I'll definitely be there. If y'all see me, shout me out or whatever.
Oh no, I won't be there. But yeah,
Yep.
y'all
So.
be safe and have fun. Cool.
Mhm.
Cool. All right, so I think that's it. And let me just say really, really quick, y'all be safe out there. You know, have fun. I kind of turned into like a homebody because of COVID, but y'all be safe out there. Um, and just stop act. You know, don't act like COVID is not here anymore because it is. But y'all be safe out there. All right.
Yeah.
Yoka, you be safe out there too, because
You
I
already
need
know I've been
my
out in these
co-host
streets for
and
the
my baby
last
mama, right?
last two
But I need my
years.
right, but I need my baby mama here and healthy. So, all right, so let's get into the show for today. So first of all, we're going to get into the XY segment. As always, you can send in your advice, which called questions and comments and all that. Any if you have a problem or you want to talk to us or you need a solution, just hit us up. The phone number is 410-999-8937. It is an anonymous number. You can text, you know what I mean, and we won't know it's you. You can also send us an email to what is it? Shoot, xty
Right.
at gmail.com.
Uh-huh.
I was trying to think of what our email address was. So you can also send your advice segment questions there and we will read them or go over them online. So let's get into today's segment. So this question was actually a really, really good one
Mhm.
because we are about to talk about relationships. That's kind of our thing. This particular one was a person asking for advice on how to do a breakup. They're in a relationship. I don't want to read the whole thing because it's a little long, and I just don't want to read the whole thing because it is pretty lengthy. But basically, they're in a situation where they are in an unhappy situation. They don't want to be in it anymore. They do have children with the person, and they want to end it. So they need advice on how to end the relationship. I'm gonna let you go first, Ayoka.
I'm about to say, whew, that's tricky because people, that's hard. Like, how do you end that relationship? I have no idea, to be
I don't
honest with
know.
you. Yeah, it's like one of those things where you just gonna have to be straight up. That's the only way that you can. I'm coming to you. I'm telling you what my concerns are.
Mm-hmm.
What can we do to try to either come to some type of agreement? And if we can't agree, then I don't know. That's very tricky because
Yeah.
I was like, I've never had to really end a relationship. It usually, when relationships end, it usually ends because of what? Something ugly happened, right? And you just
Right.
end up being like, you know what, I'm done.
Not because you just done.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like
Mm,
I've tried to end them, but like you said, um, it's because something ended up happening. So it was like there was like something something finally hit the surface,
mm-hmm.
and then I had like a reason to, basically like go off, and it was like a done deal. Versus having that conversation of we need to sit down and talk. I'm not happy, you're not happy, or this isn't going anywhere, or blah 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 blah. Let's just sort of end in an amicable way
Right.
and just call it a day. Like I've never been in that situation. So I would say the adult way is to sit down and talk and try to make sure that you express all of your
Yeah,
reasons
your
on
concerns.
why this is not a good idea anymore. Try to keep it as peaceful as possible because it is, children involved. And also, when you have children involved, people get very emotional,
Mm-hmm.
and they can be, and then the person can get on the defense, especially when you telling them, I don't want to be with you no more. Like this is a done deal. I want to end it so that we can move on and be done. You know what I mean? So that's the best I could say is just have a conversation. Once you have that conversation, make sure that, you express what your concerns are, what your reasons are, and just
Mm-hmm.
piece
That's
it
the best
out.
advice. Exactly. Let your intentions be, made known, because
Yeah.
especially if they don't know what the problem is and you're like, I can't do this no more, and they have no idea, at least give it a benefit of the doubt before just
Yeah.
ending it, right? Like, but you know how most people do, they create an argument.
Yeah, like
Do
that's
so.
why I said like that's yeah, like you're absolutely right. They create an argument. It turns into like 15, it turns into a whole nother situation,
Yep.
and this is why, and then they bringing up past stuff, and you sitting there like, yo, all the reasons that you are upset are the reasons why we should not be together. Like, you
Exactly.
know what I'm saying? Like, and you do this and you do that, and exactly, you know what I mean?
Blame the
Like,
blame
I a
game.
100%, yeah, I agree with you. I a
Mhm.
100% agree
But
that I'm
it's so
selfish. I'm this and
crazy.
that. It's time for me to
Yeah.
go.
It's so crazy though, because even like when you go in with the intentions of saying, bam, this is what the problem is, da da da. If
Mm-hmm.
the other person isn't open to receive it, then you still get nowhere. And that's how it still
Mm-hmm.
ends up being some type of, oh crap, argument. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like, how can you come together as an adult for real? And I'm sorry, I started looking at one of the comments like, what the heck does that say? Yeah, so how do you you're saying as an adult handle your issues to literally, even if the kids involved, because a lot of people stay in these relationships because of the children. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that's like one of the most unhealthiest things to do, only because
Mm-hmm.
it's, you think your children is not picking up on that energy, and it's like you're
And they
still
are.
being, exactly, you're still being um toxic, I guess. I know I hate using that word sometimes, around your children, around your family
Mm-hmm.
members, because within the household, the children see so much that
Mm-hmm.
takes place. So it's like it's better off that we just be apart, because this is not conducive to nobody. Not the
Mm-hmm.
children, not me, not you, And I just made this
Mm-hmm.
post. So I've been watching this show on Netflix, right?
Mm-hmm.
and it's really good, right? But it's based out of South Africa, and it's How to Ruin Christmas is the name of it, y'all. So I definitely, it give you that insecure vibe that used to
Mm-hmm.
come on. So it says, when it says, do not accept a version of your life you are not truly happy with, or you will be surrendering to regret. And that's
Mm.
normally, you understand what people do. It's
Mm-hmm.
like you're not happy, but you end up surrendering to your circumstances because no one has the courage enough to fight for what they actually truly believe
What they
in,
want,
thinking it's
yeah.
the best choice for the children, or the best choice because I'm married to this person, or we've been in this long-term relationship and we built this foundation. Like,
Mm-hmm.
how?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I was just sorry. I was just thinking about that because that
Mm-hmm.
actually ties into today's show, kind of. Just as far as, so let me just double back just really really quick. So for the person that sent that in, as T said, just basically you have to pick your own happiness. Like
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna have to, like, you can't, don't keep yourself in a situation that you're not happy in, because eventually you're gonna have a bunch of regrets and just a bunch of woulda shoulda couldas when you could have just left.
Yeah.
So you got to pick your own happiness. Try to do it in the adult manner to try to keep it as peaceful as possible, especially because you got kids involved.
Yep.
And then if you can't do it in a peaceful way, then get a peace order or whatever. If he start getting crazy, then you know what you gotta do.
Right.
But otherwise, you got to choose you. You got to choose your own happiness, and that's what it's going to be, and that's where it's going to stay. Like,
Yeah.
you don't have no other option. So just Piggy. So just going back, to what T said. We decided to today to kind of talk about like the whole dating scene and just everything else, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you're like dating, um, just so when somebody, so like when we date, I know with me, and I know with a few of my friends, when we date, our goal is to find the person that makes us happy and that makes us very, very comfortable, like that allows us to be our authentic selves.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Not be with somebody that has you in a position where you are not, comfortable, you are insecure, just all these things. Just basically your goal. I know my goal in dating is to eventually end up with someone that allows me to be my authentic self.
Right.
And a lot of times when that happens, you end up dating multiple people,
Mm-hmm.
right? Which, as I said, it ties into what T said, because we don't want to be one of those people that end up in a relationship that we are like unhappy in,
Yeah.
right? We want to end up with somebody that's going to make us happy, that's going to make us comfortable,
Yeah.
that is going to love us the way that we
Exactly.
should be loved,
Mm-hmm.
right? We want to choose happiness. So in doing that, some of us date multiple people, right? You may date them within a few months like of like something ending with another person,
Right.
or you may date them at the same exact time, right? Is there a limit? So with that being said, is there a limit on how many people you can date at one time? And I'm saying that because I know I've been in situations where I have dated or was dating, and the person basically said, like, I don't want you dating anybody else. I want you to date me. And if you date anybody else, I'm not going to talk to you. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
that's a little creepy because we just started messing with each other.
Right.
Like, we just started seeing each other. Like, is there a limit on how many people you can date?
I don't think it's a limit. I think it only becomes a limit if you decide to date exclusively. So if I'm
Mm-hmm.
deciding that I'm just going to date you and I say, okay, I agree with you and that it's just going to be me and you, like that's a relationship. You understand what I'm saying? Like, so
Yeah.
we in a relationship, but otherwise, no, it's no limit. But who has the energy or the mental capacity to date? You understand? Like over
Yeah.
three people, period. Like,
But some people can, like, you have people that really are like serial daters. Like they will talk to. And so let's define dating.
Okay,
Like, does
yeah.
it mean like y'all are just sort of talking? Y'all are going, you know, went out on a couple of dates. Y'all done went out to dinner. Y'all done went out to lunch. Y'all done went and had drinks. Or does it mean that y'all done went out and y'all done had drinks, dinner, movies, y'all done had sex a few times? Like,
Mm-hmm.
what does dating entail?
So dating means so many things. And so that's why I was like, hold up, let's look it up. Like, what's actual dating? It
Because
means
I
so, uh-huh.
no, I was gonna say
What's
because it
dating?
also means that you are basically getting to know a person, like
Yeah,
you getting to
that's what
know
it
them, like you
is.
spending time with them. So in your endeavor to like really get to know a person, do you only need to spend time with them? Can you spend time with other people? Because
No.
I know. So here's the thing, though. You have multiple friends, right?
Yep.
Right, like friends. So when you and I met, we met through mutual friends, but we started hanging out together too. And
Mm-hmm.
during that time of us hanging out, we got to know one another.
Right.
And eventually we formed a sisterhood. Like we became sisters. All the while, all at the same time of the both of us meeting other people
Right.
and forming bonds with other people.
Right.
So how is it not possible that you can't date multiple people at
Right.
the same
But that's
time?
what I
I
was saying.
mean,
It just depends on what you set your intentions to be. You understand? Like, so how are we dating? If I'm just dating here just to see who I can find as that suitable fix, I mean, you understand that fit, like, okay, I'm looking for commitment. So I know I'm not gonna just find it in this one person. Let me go out here and see what my options are. Cause that's what
right,
we normally do. We normally the first person that we date, bam, you want to jump in and have a whole relationship with them. So no, I think it's
mm,
good, especially if the person did not commit to you or even made any type of decision to even think about committing to you. So
right,
why not continue to go out there and date just as much as you are making connections with your friends?
mm-hmm,
Because you're not dating them and spending every single day with each person that you're dating.
right.
So, in my opinion, I just really think it's no limit to dating. And if you connect with somebody that says, I only want you to date me, and then that's it, then that changes the terms of what y'all doing.
You are basically putting us in a relationship like off the bat because
Right.
you are basically I feel like when you have somebody that says that you are putting us in a relationship
Mm-hmm.
without us even getting to know each other
Yep.
because you basically don't want anybody else to basically get to know me
Yeah.
and you don't want me to really get to know anybody else. Like you basically are boxing us in and making us in you putting us in this situation that I don't even know
If
if
I
I'm
want to be
technically
in,
ready
like,
for.
how do I know that you the person for me? Like, I'm just gonna
Right.
completely just, you know what I'm saying, just date you completely, put all my energy into you, and then you end up being somebody that I know I don't, you understand, want to
Yeah,
connect with
you
or
end
be
up
with.
yeah.
Like, nah, it doesn't
And
make
then
sense.
it makes me wonder if those are the people that you should watch out for anyway, because that
Mm-hmm.
is a sign of
I was about to
possession.
say that's red
That's
flag
a
like a
sign of
mother.
that's a red flag, red flag, red flag, red flag. Like I just feel like that is a sign
Yeah,
of possession. That's a
yeah.
sign of
I
obsession.
look
That's a
at
sign
it
of a
like
stalker.
in
Like that's those are
they are
issues.
all signs. Like I look at it like an investment. You understand? So if I connect with you, I'm looking at you almost as if it's an investment because I'm going to put my time into you. So yeah, if I
Right.
actively decide I'm going to date, it just depends on how I'm going about dating.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna connect with you, is just and I just want to be your friend, then that's the difference. But if I have a vibe with you and I feel like, all right, yeah, I think I'm interested in seeing what this is about. I may not date other people, but that's just
Mm-hmm.
my own preference. Even if the other person says, well, I'm not really looking, you understand, to be in a committed relationship at this time.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just my preference because I don't have the energy to date multiple people. That's a lot of energy. Like,
Mm-hmm.
mm-mm. So if I automatically catch a vibe with somebody, then I'm gonna say, oh, okay, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna I'm gonna see what this
Mm-hmm.
about. Let me check this
Yeah.
out. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Like you're absolutely right. Like even with me, if you know the people that know me,
Right.
know that I'm a relationship runner. Like I don't really do relationships. I don't really do them.
Running like a track star.
I be running like a track star. Like, nope, this feels a little relationshipy.
Right.
I don't want nothing to do with it. We gonna
They
go and
sure
shut this
do. They
down.
start, and I spoke about that. It's
Yeah,
like that ownership. Like people always want to own something. Like you're my person. You're my man.
yeah.
You're my woman. Like come on.
Yeah, like I've had, like it's like we can probably sit on here for like hours and talk
Mm-hmm.
about the relationships and the experiences that we've had and things like that. But I remember having somebody just basically say like, um, we were dating and basically was like, well, I don't want you to go out because it's going to be too many niggas there. And I'm sitting there like,
Mm-hmm.
but the niggas I'm going out with are like the guys I've been friends with since we was in high school. Like we've
Right.
been friends since we was like 13. Wow, you the only female going. Yo, these are my brothers.
Yeah.
Like one is my best male friend. You know what I'm
That
saying?
sounds
Well,
like
I got a problem.
insecurities to me.
Right. And I literally was like, this is not gonna work because at the end of the day, like
Nobody
I'm
writing that. Uh-huh.
huh?
I was just reading what Pop
Yeah,
said.
like
Mm-hmm.
I hate him. But
Mm-hmm.
he might be on to something. Yeah,
Yeah.
like it's just a point. Like nobody's doing that. And it's like you feel like when you start to feel like you have to justify your actions
Yeah.
and let this person it's nothing wrong with letting them know, like, hey, I'm going out with some friends, just an FYI, just as a courtesy, But it's like now you justifying what you're doing, where you going. Well, not justifying, but I can't think of the word, but you basically are informing them of everything that you're doing.
Right.
And then you are defending the fact that you going out with, just say, a bunch of your guy friends, or you
Yep.
going over this guy friend's house, or this and that, that is that. Yo, we not even in a relationship. Like
And
we
then we
not
going
even
through all of
in.
this already. So can you imagine if
Yeah,
I'm in a
we not.
relationship with you, what this about to be
Yeah,
like? Nah. Because as adults, we got different types of friends. We not just connected to homegirls. You understand? Like you got male
yeah,
friends, and they're not always sexual. It could be a series of platonic
yeah.
relationship. Like I was just reading, it was like the types of dating. You got going out, you got being together,
See,
you just seeing them. Oh, this hubby wifey material right there. Like you understand? So it's like so many,
yeah,
or we're just friends. Shit, we got the situationship. We friends with benefits. You have to, oh no, that's my sneaky link. I guess that's the new terminology, right? But
yeah, girl.
right, but it's like it's so many different types of dating. But I think if you make your intentions known off the bat, and what happens if the person does say to you, like, well, this is what I want? You understand? That's my overall end goal is to be in a
Yeah,
relationship and you are that potential person. But on the other end, you're like, that's not what I want though. And then when it comes down to the fact of if it's not in alignment, so you like, you know what, I'm gonna just go ahead and back up out of this, right? Because I'm gonna just
mm-hmm,
save everybody the heartache because I already know. I'm a flop. I'm a flake out on it. So
mm-hmm.
it's no point of me even investing my time into you when I
In
know
it, mm-hmm,
that might not be a possibility.
mm-hmm. And I will say, and that's where honesty comes in
Mm-hmm.
to play. That's where open communication on and honesty really is a big thing, because a lot of times you have people that know they in these situations. They
Yeah.
know, like, if you are intelligent and you got common sense, and I'm gonna give it to you. Some people don't have common sense. They can't think. If you was to put their brain like in there and had it move it around for them, they still wouldn't be able to think for themselves. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like they
Mm-hmm.
just dumb. So those are like a separate set of people. But most people have a good amount of common sense when they know that the situation is not right and it's not one that I really want to be in. And then, like, especially as women, we can tell if we're gonna vibe with somebody just
Mm-hmm.
off the
Off the
bat.
bat.
I know with me, my biggest thing is if it gets to the point where you start calling me and I get annoyed when I see that text or I see that phone ring,
Right.
yeah, this not gonna work because I don't feel like talking. I just don't. If I know that I don't feel like you've called me multiple times, and each time that you've called me, I don't feel like I don't what the fuck do you want to
Right.
say? Like that's how I know let me
Yeah.
just go ahead and just end this because it's not working. Which is why, like, when I tell people that I'm very honest about stuff, I have to be because I don't want to lead anybody on. I don't want nobody
Right.
thinking nothing or whatever. But it's very important that you be transparent about your intentions, what you want, and what you don't want. Because then you end up getting because then you could end up with a crazy. You could end up
Yeah.
with somebody that has a problem. Like just it's very important to make your intentions known.
Hmm.
That's just that's one
It's
of
just
my biggest things,
yeah, and that's the thing. So it's
especially
like
when dating.
when it comes to dating, and I haven't. It's like I haven't actually been, I guess, out on a dating scene. That's kind of like fairly new to me. You understand? So it's like it kind of scares me a little bit to a certain degree because
Why?
it's like it's not really scary to me. It's just one of those things where it got to be a serious vibe. Like I like to be I have to feel safe, I guess, if that makes sense. Like, cause
Mm-hmm.
I'm very leery of people. Like, I'm not one of those people that off the back be like, bam, and I let you in. I gotta sit back and
Mm-hmm.
watch you for a minute. And like you said, if off the back, if I meet you, I don't have that chemistry with you, or I don't feel that energy there, I'm not gonna go any further. Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't my attention span or whatever it is, maybe because I just got too much going on, but it just doesn't allow me to focus on dating. So
Mm-hmm.
I have gotten a whole bunch of people actually say, like, I mean, I guess I would have some bad reviews.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if you put it that way, I may have some bad
Why?
because I'm not consistent.
But there's nothing wrong with that.
Hmm.
You just not interested. Like they're
But see,
not holding your attention.
I'm learning to be transparent about it now.
Mm-hmm.
Where before it was just like, I don't say anything and it's just like I'm just gonna ghost. You know what I'm saying? But now
Yeah,
it's
I just
just more,
ghost you.
yeah, now it's more about like, all right, let me be transparent, let me be upfront because I know the type of respect I would want somebody to give me
Mm-hmm.
if I'm, you know what I'm saying, if I'm dating them or if I'm
Yeah.
dating them. Yeah, so it's just I don't know. It's just like it's literally like because people doing all kinds of dating. It's like online dating, it's hooking up with people you meet out at the bar or whatever. And all of it is just, I ain't gonna say it's scary to me, but I don't know. I can't explain it. It's just one of those things, right? I just don't want to put the energy into it.
Yeah, I can agree. I mean,
Hmm.
you've known me for a good amount of
It's
time. You
like
know how
everybody you
I
come
operate.
across is always some type of, and it is not going to be like that with everybody. It's going to be
Yeah.
that one person that may actually be a good fit, but at the same time, it's just like, is it?
And you know what I found too?
Hmm.
Sometimes that person that may be a good fit, that probably would be a good fit,
Hmm.
we don't really give those people a
Mm-mm.
chance because of for whatever reason.
Yeah,
And they probably would be a good fit. Like I know of a couple of people that I have dated that probably would have gave me anything I asked for.
but it just
They would
wasn't
have gave
there for
me,
you.
yeah, they would have given me the world.
Yeah,
They would have taken, and it's not like I'm one of them type of chicks that I need you to take care of me and give me
right.
things because I'm good on my own, but they would have given me everything that I needed. You know what I mean? And
But
they
it
would
don't
have
be
loved
all
me
about that.
unconditionally.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they would have loved me unconditionally and with nothing.
Hmm.
And it's like those are the ones that I'd be like, what are you calling
So
for? Like,
exactly.
why
So
do you
that
keep calling? Like,
and that
stop
means
calling.
that you're now just accepting it anything like
Right.
because of the fact of the matter is that oh this person is gonna give me everything. Maybe I may not get better than that. So I need to just go
Yeah.
ahead and settle with this. No, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I'm not doing that, and that's what the thing is.
Yeah.
That's why I said this whole thing piggybacks on what you said about earlier about the quote. Like you gotta
Yeah.
pick your own happiness, or you
Yeah.
gonna live with a bunch of regrets. Because there's people that sit in relationships now and marriages now with people that love them, that
Right.
love the hell out of them, that give them everything that they ask for, do everything. Been they will break their backs
Yeah.
to make sure that that person is okay. And that person is so unhappy because they not in love with them. They don't want to be with them. They don't. There's nothing about them that makes them happy
Yeah.
except for the things that they can get because of that one. They don't have that connection,
Yeah.
and it all goes back to the purpose of dating. Like you got to get to know people, and that's why I think that you should date multiple people.
Hmm.
You should don't
And
settle
then
on just one person.
and then it's like don't. even though it's like dating multiple people, I don't even want to call it dating. I'll be like, yo, let's
Get
just
to
be
know.
friends. Yeah,
We
like
hanging out.
let's be friends. Dating, let's be friends and let's see how
Mhm.
our friendship go. Let's nurture the bonds of a friendship first before you actually say we dating. So what's wrong with
Yeah.
that? What's wrong with getting to know you first? And then if it progresses, it progresses. But there's no actual expectations. It's just that this is my friend. We're getting to know each other. There's no
Mhm.
expectations at this moment. It could be possibly later, but otherwise, yeah, like nah,
What
change
does
the
that have to do with
terminology.
anything, Pop?
Halle Berry
What
date
does Halle
multiple people.
Berry?
That's because she
What does that have to do with anything, Pop? Why is he reminded us?
what's the percentiles? Okay.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, no, you absolutely right. See, and then that's why I said it makes me wonder when you meet somebody that wants you to only date them. Like, what are you hiding about yourself? Like, what? You, like, are you crazy? Like, do you know that you are obsessive and that you are possessive and that you are probably crazy? Like, you probably are cuckoo. You
Yep.
probably are because
You.
they be the ones that
Yep.
don't. And then it's like, well, what are you hiding? Like, why is it that you only want me to see you? Like, what is it about? Like, what is your end game? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I don't. Ugh, I just you get this bad feeling about people like that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But
And when you get that feeling, listen to it. Like your gut
mhm,
is not lying. Like something you feel this way for a reason. Like something definitely probably
yeah,
is
like
off
why
with
do I
this
have to?
person.
But then the sad part is that you get people that like that kind of stuff. Like, oh, he only want me to see him, and you like, yo, y'all only been dating for like 3 months. Why are you in a whole relationship? I'm not in a relationship. That's not my man. Yes, it is because you don't go nowhere. You only with him every single
Y'all
day.
stay
He
over
don't.
each other's house every night.
Yeah, and he don't
Y'all
want you
in a
seeing nobody
situationship.
else.
That's what
Yeah,
it ends
you
up being.
yeah, you let everybody else go
Mm-hmm.
and he do what he want to do, but you be in the
Yep.
house. Yo, you in a whole relationship and don't realize it. Like, and that's another thing. How do you go from who is a side chick pop? How do you go from like yeah, like how do you go from dating to a relationship within like 60 days and not realize it? Yeah,
Right.
you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like and not catch that. Like, do you not know the difference between a relationship and dating
Right.
and getting to know like yeah,
And there's
like you
no
don't know the
time
difference
limit
from
on
that.
it. Like, you know how some people feel like, oh, you've been with this person for 5 years and y'all not in a relationship
Nope.
yet.
Nope. Just like it's people that's been together for 15 to 20 years and they
Mm-hmm.
not married. They
Yep.
never got they not married. Nobody got a ring or nothing. Because it's no limit on anything. This is the thing. It is no limit on anything that involves your happiness.
Yeah. We put time constraint on everything.
Yeah,
Time
and
is an
you being
illusion for
comfortable.
real.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and you being comfortable and you being at peace.
Yeah.
People
And I
people
get it. Sometimes you have that urge. It's like this is what some people actually really want. So they do have a time limit set because it's like
right.
I'm dating with the intention of marriage. So yeah, they do put a time limit on it because that's their end goal. And some people like,
Mhm.
I don't got 10 years. You understand? Like I want to be married within the next 5 years. And it is possible. You can find your person and bam, next year.
But what if you don't?
Yeah, and what if you don't? Right. So I do get, how some people can be like, nah, it has to be some type of time frame, da 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 da. But I also feel like you need to make that intention known. Like, what is your
Mhm.
expectation off the back? Like, I need to know what your expectation is of me, and I'm gonna tell you what my expectation is of you and for
Mhm.
this connection. And if that ain't the same, then we may not can't connect on that level. So we may have to scale
Mhm.
it back to just friends and that we're not, intimate friends.
Mhm.
I got a homeboy that always be like, yo, I check in with my peoples like to see if we still on the same page. It'd be like clockwork, like
I like that though. I like
be
that
like,
though.
be like every
Just to
quarter
make
we
sure that
gotta check
everybody
in. So
feel
let me see
good.
what we still good, we still on the same page because
There's nothing wrong with that
yeah. And I
because you
get
have
it
to know
because people
because
feelings change.
yeah, like they feel like even with married couples and couples that have been together for like years or whatever, there have been times when they may have fallen out of love with each other. They may have sort of disconnected. They had that rough patch where they like, I don't even know if I want to be here or not, because you just, oh, I'm just, sick of looking at you. I'm just not
Right.
happy no more. And then they figure that they find their way back to each other. They end up falling in love with each other again, and their relationships are good.
Yep.
So it's possible, but it's all in getting to know one another,
Yep.
and stop putting these what do you call them, stipulations on relationships.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that.
Yep,
Like
stipulations.
stipulations on
You
that
j- you
time
take
and
people's individuality away from them, and just like Miss
yeah,
Tanya said just now, it's like you got to know yourself first, like
yeah,
before
she
you
right.
jumping out here. Know your own particular truth. Know exactly what you want, and that's the part. I got a homegirl that said it to me in one of our look, my homegirl slash therapist, right? She was like, "Do you know what you need? Have you ever established what you need, not what they need?
Yeah,
What is it that you need out of a relationship or out of your situation?" And I was like, damn,
because a lot of times we don't think about
we
that.
don't think about our own needs.
Yeah, like even in parenting,
Mm-hmm.
like I remember sitting on, one of my sessions, bawling my eyes out, bawling. Like, I need a break. I just need a break. Blah, 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 blah. And my therapist was like, yeah, because you're so worried about this, that, and this, and that, this, and that, that you are forgetting about yourself.
Yeah.
You are not taking time for yourself. You
Right.
so worried about being a good mother and
Mm-hmm.
being a good worker and
Mm-hmm.
being a good friend and being a good daughter that you forgot
About
I had
you.
to take care of myself.
Mm-hmm.
And she was absolutely right. You know
Yep.
what I mean?
We
And
overextend ourselves to everyone,
yeah,
and we take away from our own selves. But we do it because that's who we are. Like we're these nurturing. But why? But what's the point? Like, what is behind you feeling like you have to overextend yourself in a
I don't know,
connection?
because we need to stop
Yeah.
doing it.
Yeah, because it's not equal. And that's what we're all literally have. I feel like we have been being taught in relationships, period, whether it's a friendship or whether it's a actual intimate relationship. It has to be equal, equally reciprocated, equal give and take. You understand? Like if I'm giving more than you giving me,
It's a
something is
done
wrong
deal.
here.
And Pop
Who's
said
doing the
it.
choosing?
Who's going to choose it? But he's absolutely right,
Mm-hmm.
because you hear women say, "Oh, I didn't choose him. He chose me, and that's why I have this, and that's why I have that." Yeah, that's why
And
you're
that's
not
usually
happy,
that's
and that's
usually.
why
Did
you're
y'all
not
hear that?
happy.
You heard that quote before though? It said it's the man that usually chooses the wife. It usually chooses who that partner is going to be, but it's the woman. I gotta
I
find
know
that
what you're talking
joint.
about. It's funny. It's a man chooses who
He marries.
he marries. Yeah, men choose who they marry. That part I heard. I did hear. Like, yeah, men choose. I gotta find it. I know the quote. Yeah, men choose who they marry, because like the saying is, men know within a couple
Mhm.
of minutes whether you are
Yeah,
gonna be like, whether that situation is
that's
gonna
what it
go.
is. Men choose who. It says men marry who they want, and women marry who they can.
And the thing
I'm
is,
like, mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily agree with that, but
Right.
in some situations, it is true,
It
because
is
you
true.
have
Some women
women.
be like, oh yeah, he
I'm gonna go
like
ahead and marry him.
he chose me from the other girl. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Because
he's a provider.
a lot of people be
He
in
got
these
money.
polyamorous relationships. You understand these third
I'm not
party
gonna be in one.
situations, and it's like, oh, he chose me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
out of all of the women, he choose me, and blah 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 blah. And then, so here's the thing: those are the same women that you are at, that you can be in a room with, and their husband can be on one side of the room, you in the room, and you might be talking to the wife. Just y'all just have a conversation,
right,
and the wife is fine with you. You don't even see her and her husband interacting at any time while y'all are there,
right,
like in the beginning. And then say you walk over to the husband because you happen to know the husband, or you happen to have met him, or he's selling something or whatever. You walk over to the husband, Well, you look beside you. Who's standing there beside you? The wife. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
Or you see another female walk over to the husband, and then she ends the entire conversation, and you look, and she's running over there to the husband because another female in his face.
Mm-hmm.
And those are the same women that sitting there like, my husband this and my husband that and my husband loves me and blah blah blah. But here's the thing, sis, you real insecure because every time you look, that man can't even have what are you eating? What is going on? Wait
And
a
then the conversation got good as shit because I was like, girl, listening like that.
what are you what I was like,
I'm sorry.
oh, finish eating, y'all. But you really was like, listen, we having one of those sort of conversations that you have when you having a girlfriend and you really was like, girl, like, what are you doing over there? But no, like, and then those are the same women. My husband loves me. My husband cares about me. He takes care of me. Da, 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 da. I don't want for nothing. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you want for something because you can't even be in a room with him and other women without feeling like you got to walk over there and watch everything that's happened because you don't trust that man. You see what I'm
Right. I was
saying?
about to say, and why are we watching the other women? You understand? Why aren't you
T,
watching
did you
your
miss
man?
it? Oh yeah,
You
I was like,
understand?
T,
Like, you're so busy running down watching the women, but it's your man you don't trust. That's where I spend my
what
time
is Pop
money at.
talking about?
And market
He gets on
value.
my nerves. But that's what I'm saying. Like at the end of the day, like yeah, like those are the ones. Like yeah, that man chose you and you're excited about that, as
Right.
anybody should be, because if Rick Ross calls me, I don't give a damn what he do. I'm gonna pack me and my son up, and we moving to wherever he is, and that's gonna be that. Like if he called me, I'm a go to. You don't even know him. Doesn't matter.
All right, we just gonna find out real
We
quick.
just we just, we
And
just
if
gonna
it
find
don't
out.
work, it just don't
Now,
work.
yeah, if he tried to do something to my son, I'm gonna fight his big ass. It is what it is. I'm just gonna go to jail, but we gonna go. Like it's gonna be what it's gonna be. But I'm just saying, like, we can go on and on about this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think I just get so tired of it because as women, I know with me, I get so tired of being put in these situations where I feel like I cannot just be me and I cannot just date the way I want to date.
Yeah,
Like I think
that's
it's
why I
just
think I don't
dumb.
do it. So that's what, and you said it. Like I couldn't explain it. I couldn't put it to words. Like, but it's like I'm like it's something about it. It's just I don't like.
It
It's
doesn't
because you
feel
can't.
right.
You right, and a lot of times you connect with people who you can't be your most authentic self. So even when I tell people off the back, I'm like, look, I'm different. They're like, what you mean? I'll be like, I'm an intuitive reader. I do this, and that. I got a very, my life is just like a lot going on.
Mhm,
You're gonna have to try to get in where you fit in. Okay. If you don't agree with that, it's on my time. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I don't
mhm,
call people, so I'm sorry. I don't text much. I don't call, but if you need to speak to me, I'm a phone call away. Make it
mhm.
happen. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
deny it. You understand? Like, but this is just who I am. So that's why I know. Like, all right, if somebody can't match that or get on my energy level with that, then I don't need to deal with you. So
Mhm.
a lot of people don't agree with that. So
And I
that's why
don't want
I'm
to deal
like,
with you. And I
yeah.
don't want to. And I
So
don't want to deal
I
with
just
you.
I'm be happy and content in my singleness.
Yeah, like
So,
I think before I had Nick, I was a little bit more. I was a free spirit. I was a very free spirit. And then once I had Nick, I had to kind of change a lot that I was doing. One, because I was now a parent,
mhm.
and two, I had to be careful about the things I did, the people I brought around Nick, and just everything, and even with the people that I was intimate with, just I had to sort of, adjust it because I can't go out here and sleep with a crazy because I don't know if this nigga gonna try to come back and
Right.
because my shit is good, and then come back and try to bang my door down,
Right.
and my child is in his sleep.
Right.
So that's the kind of stuff that I had to sort of do to adjust just because of my
You had to change your
situation.
lifestyle. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because I now have somebody else that I have to live for. So
Yeah.
I can't do the same things. But at the same time, once I had him, I had to kind of look at it like, listen, if I'm gonna be in a relationship, if I'm a date, it gotta be with a purpose because the end game is eventually
Yeah.
I'm gonna want to be with somebody.
Yeah.
But that person that I'm with, I have to make sure that my son is gonna be okay
Yeah.
if that does happen.
Yeah.
I just can't mess with somebody and we both are extremely toxic because I know that I know I'm toxic. I know I am. You know what I mean? But I know that, I know that I can be a little toxic, but I don't want to, be in a
Mm-hmm.
situation that it will affect my child.
I like
So
that
you
though.
think
It's
about
like
that kind of
dating with
stuff.
a purpose.
Yeah, like I date
Mm-hmm.
with a purpose and pop. It's possible I could be alone for the rest of my life,
And
and
I
that
actually
may
have
just be
thought
my
about that.
destiny.
I thought
That
about
may
it
be
too.
my destiny.
Mm-hmm.
Like our plans are already
Already
written.
written.
It's already done, and that may be my destiny.
And I thought
Or
about that just as much because I feel like a lot of times we, especially women, men are actually experiencing the same things too as well. But it just gets to a point where it's like everybody ideas are now are changing
I'm
when it comes to
sorry.
relationships.
Wait a
What?
minute. Why did Pop put forever Rick Ross?
Yes, you ain't see that.
It gets on my nerves.
Exactly. But it's just like it makes you wonder. It's like I my standards are high. Okay, you
Hmm.
understand? So will I end up being either accepting? I mean, you're going to be accepting something because you're never going to get the full 100%
Hmm.
regardless. But at the same time, do you already get it set in your mind? Like, it is a possibility that I may not find anybody. You understand? Like, I'm getting
Hmm.
of a certain age at this point, too, on top of that. And
Yeah.
your tolerance level is low for stuff. Then you get
Mhm.
so comfortable with being able to move the way you want to move. And that's my thing. It's like I want to be able to move the way I want to move. Like you said, I want to be able to operate in my most authentic self with you without you stifling me and telling me what you think I
Mhm.
should be doing. Like you understand,
Yeah.
like I understand that there has to be some type of structure, but at the same time, I feel like we should all be able to still have our own individuality when we're dating. And that's where I start to get conflicted because once you get into a relationship and it starts to become long term, it changes. It now
Mhm.
becomes the ownership part of it. You lose your person, you lose your identity sometimes. And on top of that, the connection seems to shift. It's like the way you were in the beginning, you don't have that same relationship.
Mhm.
And I don't want it to become that way. So that's the
But
part where I
that could
be
just be, yeah, that shift is the shift that I believe happens in most
but it
relationships
don't
in the
have to
sense
be
that
that way.
it doesn't, but I mean it happens in a lot of
Mm-hmm.
relationships, and then people once a couple that knows each other,
Yeah.
that understands that a couple that knows and understands one another, they kind of are able to catch it and they bring it back.
Yeah.
That's why
Yeah.
that's why I said I know of couples
Like I still
that,
want you to go out with me. I still want you to call me like, hey babe, come meet me
yeah,
down so and
what you
so.
doing?
Like
I miss you. Like, don't not
exactly.
do that. But people get comfortable, and they they get extremely comfortable, and things can change. But that's why you have to have those kind of conversations. It's very
Mm-hmm.
important to have.
It's very
This
important.
is what I expect. These are the things that I like. Like, this
Yeah.
is what I want you to keep doing. Like, and I think a lot of times, especially with men, the biggest thing, men are quick to tell you that you are nagging. Like, you nagging and you
Mm-hmm.
tripping and you acting weird right now. Why are you acting weird? I'm not acting weird. Like, I'm telling you that up until 6 months ago,
Mm-hmm.
you called me a couple times a day. You used to send me these sweet little text messages. When you were out, you would text and say that you missed me and I want you to come meet me and have drinks with me, blah, 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 blah. Now, all of a sudden, you don't do any of that.
Right.
Like, I see you when you walk in the house, I see you at night, blah, 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 blah. But other than that, like, you don't do any of that stuff anymore.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I don't understand like where the problem is. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But I think that's a
Mm-hmm.
big part of communicating and expressing
and
like,
keeping a relationship like that's why it's like it's important to wait, like you said, the open discussion. And it's also important
yeah,
to wait until you've done the things that you feel that you've
6 months though, a year.
accomplished. On top of, like, I feel like we try to rush people into relationships and they ain't really never truly ready. So why would you want to be connected to someone who may feel
It's
like they
these
need to get
men.
their, yeah, they may need to get
It's
their
these
life
men.
together. They may not
It's
be
these men.
financially stable. You understand? They may have commitment issues. So why would you want to be
It's these
connected to
men.
somebody who is literally telling you and you're seeing it with your own eyes?
I'm telling you, it's
Right.
these men. Because I've never, and we probably have, but unless you talking about a weak man, I've
Mm-hmm.
never seen a female go to a man and say, "I don't want you seeing nobody else. I just want you to see me."
Right.
And that man is okay with it and be like, "All right." You know what I mean? Like I ain't never seen that ever happen with a female telling a man that. But I've seen a man tell a woman multiple times, "I don't want you seeing other people. I only want you to see me." And you have females that will do it because they want to hold on to this man.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to lose this man. They are so pumped about having a man and getting a relationship that they go and they just do this stuff and don't second guess it.
Right.
That's why I think it's these men. Something about some of these men, they are not wired right. I don't know what it is. Something about them is not going to the next level. Something like it has to
I
be
think it
because
may work both ways, in my opinion.
yeah, and
Yeah.
and it probably does. But I've never heard of a female going to any man and saying, "I only want you to see me." And these men just go out here and do it. They
Right.
just go out here and do it. They don't. They like, we not in a relationship.
Yeah.
You not my baby mother. You not my wife. Like we just dating. I'm not just going to see you. Yeah, I might tell you that I'm gonna just see
Right.
you, but I'm not going to.
Yeah.
I've never known of any man to do that, but I see females do it all the time.
Because
And
that's what a woman's goal is. Female's goal is to have that
you think
relationship.
so?
Hmm.
This
Females
is
do it all the
crazy.
time. Even if you got a man that's saying, no, 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 that's not what I want. Even though you still have to be conscious and
You
self-aware
right,
to not get
right,
yourself caught up in no shit
right,
as a man, females will still go do what? Do reckless behavior. You know what I'm saying? Not
you
using the
right.
proper protection, get
Yes,
pregnant.
you're
You know what I'm
right.
saying?
You're
Do
absolutely
all
right.
types of stuff to try to keep that man in that relationship with them,
You're
even if
absolutely
they're
right, T.
saying this is not what I want. But it takes a man also to be self-aware. So that's why I was like, I think it goes both ways. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, no,
Yeah.
yeah. You are absolutely right. Because I just thought about it because then it's like you said, um, yeah, you think they are living in like a fantasy world, like
It's just
pixie
because
land?
people, and we talked about this on one of our shows a couple of weeks ago. It's because of the codependencies, one, and it's
Mhm.
because of trauma bonding too. It's like people just really feel like, I think the codependencies is what makes you feel like you have to have this person in your life. If this
Right.
person leaves me, like I've already invested into you, and that's where we're getting to this point of now. It's like if I invest into you and you decide to leave me tomorrow, I'm a be okay. But
Hmm.
people cannot accept that now because people are so codependent, stuck with self rejection, rejection issues, abandonment issues, and with some other ones that's out there. You understand that people
Yeah.
actually literally suffer from. So you end up trying to hold on to a person thinking that the universe ain't fucking abundant and you ain't gonna get a whole nother man that might
True.
be even better than this man.
You
You
but
understand?
you are absolutely right. You're
So
as ladies, we need to get a relationship expert on both ends
mm-hmm,
so that they can like we so this is the thing with XTY, we know a lot of people, and these people they talk some good shits and they know some good shits, and they know their stuff. We
right.
need to get a man
The
that
universe
is
is abundant. Mm-hmm,
yeah, we need to get a man
mm-hmm,
expert and a female expert on
right.
here so we can kind of talk about this because it's like we, especially for people in our age groups, we're not getting no younger. I can see we was in our 20s,
Right.
late teens, 19, 20. That we in our 40s. Some of this stuff we don't have time for. Like I think we talked about this tea, and I was like, I don't got time to be planning no big wedding and spending $500,000. Yo, we need to
It
buy
be
a
at
house.
this age, it's so whack because as a
We need
40
look, see, we need to buy a house
at a
and
40
get
as a
ready for
42-year-old
retirement in 20 years.
woman, I'm either attracting a 20-something-year-old man
Oh, what's my
or
grandfather?
somebody grandfather.
But here's the thing though. What kind of grandfather we talking about? Because in
Mhm.
our age group, a lot of the men that we know are grandfathers.
I
And we
don't
all
want
around the same
I don't
age.
right, but I don't want a 60-year-old man.
At this point, I'm about to just do it.
I mean, you understand? Just I'm only just
I'm
saying
about
for
to just do it.
me.
I'm about to just do it.
For
Retirement to
me,
be
I
here
don't
before
want,
we know
yeah.
it. I'm about to pull an Anna and Nicole thing. And let the family hate me.
Because I
I'm just
got
gonna
so much
stash your
energy
money.
in me. Like a 60-year-old man is gonna want me to sit my ass
That's
still.
fine. That's fine.
I don't
They'll go to
like
bed
I'm
early.
still got stuff to do.
My mother
Okay.
goes. My mother is 69, and my mother goes to bed every night at between 8 and 8:30. That's fine.
See, don't my nights don't end till 3 in the morning, sis. I
Hey,
don't need this man
hey,
telling me
and
it's
she
time to
wakes up around 8. That's fine. That's fine. If that's what it's gonna be, keep this and that.
But
Like
you want to know
my
why
mother got
I'm
a
like
bed. It's
that too
fine.
as well? Because you remember, like I did that in my 20s when I was married. You understand? I'm
Yeah,
in the house, I'm fixing dinner, I'm cooking, I'm cleaning, I'm taking and tending to the child. You understand? I'm doing all of
yeah,
these things. I did that now, but at this age, I'm like, I don't mind doing it, but I still want to be able to go and do what I want to do when I want to do it.
yeah.
A 60-year-old man is not going to want me to do that. What is
So
that?
I
You
had I
understand?
had to yarn real quick to you because I was listening
See?
because I was gonna say because this whole COVID experience done turned me into a housewife slash house mother, full time
So
mother.
look, I
Like
already did that.
yeah, like I was a full time mother, but this done turned
Mm-hmm.
me into a fake housewife and full, you know what I mean, and how
Mm-hmm. I can
and
do
a big
both.
stay at
You
home mom,
understand? I'm a good
yeah.
combination of a boss
But
and a
I'll be
housewife.
tired. I'll be
Mm-hmm.
tired, but at the same time, if somebody grandfather calls me and next one to try to holler at me, it look like he got some dough, I'm going for it. I'm gonna go for it. Cause I'm just gonna
And
aim
then
and
it be the
Nicole it.
20-year-olds, and it's like, well, what the hell can you do for me, bro? Only thing you can do is just like I can get a nut up, but otherwise
My brains out and that's
you're
it.
gonna get
Like
on my
it's
nerves because my son is 21, so I already know. You
he
understand?
gonna run him out of
I already
there.
know what y'all got to offer.
And
Like,
they be them that mine. And the minute they meet mine, they gonna want to sit and play video games with them. Yo, he don't even play video games and don't bounce that ball in here because it's too loud. Look, see, don't bounce that ball in here. Put that ball down.
that boy
And
down.
stop with the remote control cars and they both running around here.
Why is
Nope.
you making so much noise, y'all?
T.
Like,
Nope. 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 This is done. This is done. I could see Nick waking up. Mommy,
right,
where is Mr. Antonio? Gone. Or whatever they're gonna be. Mr. Shaquan,
right.
gone. But when he's coming over, he's not. It's been too much.
So you're
This,
saying that men, and I know we're almost at our hour,
yeah.
but you're saying that in our age range, then all right. So why isn't it any people that we could date in our
I
age range? What is that about?
I think it is. I think it's just us and our
No, but it's
preference.
a lot of people that are in their 40s who are not even caring about being in a relationship. Like they like,
Yeah.
but you want to know what it could also be is because people like me who were married early. You understand? Once you get to the
That
40s,
you were because
right?
how long were you married for?
Yep, having a child and the age.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
age. How long were you married for? T?
girl, I don't know. I think I was married
Was it
like
like 20
15
years?
years. I was
15.
with him for 20 years, but I was married only
But you had been
15
with
of
him,
those years.
right? But you had been with him for a good amount of time, and just like
Mm-hmm.
Pop said, it's child age.
Mm-hmm.
It's all of that. Like I know with
Mm-hmm.
me, I'm 43 with a 4-year-old. Sir, I don't have time. Like if you had a call with me when I was probably in my 20s and I was a young mother, probably so, because Nick probably would have been with my mother a few times.
Mm-hmm.
I probably would have been, but it's like now my energy is in my child. So I
Right.
would prefer to personally date somebody that has a child around my child's age.
Right.
or so we could
I
do
get it.
family things, or
Yeah.
somebody that doesn't have a child, which is a lot of men out here that's in their 40s that don't have children,
Right.
that don't mind being with somebody that has a small
As a
child,
child. Yeah.
because somebody our age does not always necessarily want to date somebody with a small child because it hinders them in being able to do things. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's like at the end of the day, it's like that turns into a whole nother show.
Yeah.
We need to do
What
a
it
whole nother
say?
show.
What it say in your looks? And what it
One
say?
to test, can't use seven. Pop, what are you talking about? One to test.
I know I wish he was on here so we could
Pop,
talk about
that's why I wish Pop was on
it.
here. These are the times I miss being in the studio because he would be in the background. See, look, with a piece of paper
Talking
going
about
like this. Look, and that shit would have stuff written on it. Da, 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 da. And then he would be like this. And
he's
we would be sitting there like,
he's still producing and engineering
yes,
for
yes, yes. And we would be looking at the paper like,
me.
yeah. But yeah, so we need to keep the conversation
Rate
going for the
yourself.
next
Rate
show.
yourself. How can we rate ourselves?
How
Okay.
can we ourselves?
One to
Pop,
ten
hold
times.
that thought to the next show. So I think so. We're not going to be here next Tuesday,
I'll be in I
Florida.
mean, we can.
Well. We can try because you're gonna
Oh
be
no,
on
the
vacation.
reason why what day
You're
we
gonna be
go? Tuesday. I'll be
yeah,
on a plane.
yeah.
So
You're gonna be leaving. But the
yeah.
following Tuesday, which is the Tuesday before New Year's, we will be back. It'll be. I think we need to get so it'll be so we'll be back on the 28th. So I think we need to get the ever loving Martha, maybe if she want to do it,
Mm-hmm.
because she's an expert.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe we need to get David. I still want to get David on here because that's our
Mm-hmm.
relationship man.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we need to get maybe David and Martha on this show so we can maybe have a discussion about relationships and just the dynamics.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, I want to see them go at it because we got our therapist with some what you call the credentials.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got our resident relationship expert, and
Right.
he done made his own fucking credentials. So I think we should. So I think like the 28th should be at the 28th, right?
Yeah.
That should be our next show. It's up to you, Ayoka. It's up to you.
Yeah, I'm down.
I think it'd be a cute idea.
I
So
want to see that too.
yeah, Trina, yeah, really, yeah. So I think that we should. So we
Mhm.
need to go ahead and put that out there. So you go ahead and holler at Martha. Well, we both can. I'ma holler at David. Tell him to come with his best stuff, and don't come with no damn books. We don't need to read no more books. We need authentic, written, newly written stuff to
Right.
talk about what we want to talk about. All right. So we want to thank y'all for tuning in. This has been a dope show, a good show. We want to thank y'all. I want to thank y'all for sticking around and for following us.
Yeah.
Because we did take a good break, but XTY's back. So thank y'all.
All right, y'all.
And that's it. Peace.
Peace.